people out there battling MS. More of Robin's interview on Nightline. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
It will be warm enough to even lay by the pool tomorrow. We'll be in the low 80s, and on top of that, we'll have plenty of sunshine staying dry, but then that changes on Friday as we will have showers and storms moving in. I'll have all those details coming up. Right now on News Channel 6 at 7, the Palmetto State is now an open carry state. How gun stores owners feel about the bill. Also ahead, Gary Richardson is the full unofficial winner of the House District 125 runoff election. Why commissioners have requested a recount. And a local kid is in need of a kidney. We'll have the latest on his search as your news at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening. You're watching News Channel 6 at 7. I'm Bria Smith. Thanks for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins as a new South Carolina law will make it easier to legally carry a gun in the Palmetto State. They are the 29th state to adopt the constitutional carry law, which allows people 18 and older to carry a firearm without training or having it registered in their name.
I think it's a mistake. If they're going to make it mandatory or say that we can carry at the age of 18, a person can carry, I think it should be mandatory that they be educated. That's my opinion. You want to carry a weapon? Get educated.
On March 7th, the Governor Henry McMaster signed the new law. It took effect as soon as it was signed.
I'm 100% pro Second Amendment. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this with my father if I didn't feel that way. However, with any great right or privilege, you should take on the responsibility associated with it.
And local gun shop owners like Jamie Mackey say education is the most important thing when it comes to making this new law work.
Whether you're 18 or 80, you still need to be educated to drive a car. I feel like you need to be educated as well to carry a firearm.
No license or training is required to carry a weapon, but there are still rules gun owners need to follow. Carrying a weapon in schools, churches, government, and law enforcement buildings is still prohibited. Some gun owners we talked with wish training would be mandatory with the law.
It should be a requirement by law that you be educated. One should be educated when carrying a weapon because it's critical. If you don't have a knowledge and understanding of the safety of a weapon, then it's like a loaded gun being in irresponsible hands.
The new law still also provides more optional free gun training across the state, even though it is not required.
And they say that they're going to offer free classes as far as gun safety. I was a school teacher for 20 years. I know that if you remove a requirement, you remove the incentive.
The new law also increases penalties for those who carry guns into places where they are banned. For more information about the law, visit our website at WJBF.com. Time now for a first look at our weather. Here's meteorologist Jenna Pachachi. Jenna, it's been a beautiful day.
That's right. It's been nice and warm as well. It felt great outside. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Sky View cam as the sun is getting ready to set now. We do have those high-level cirrus clouds around the area, making for a really nice sunset. That'll be happening at 7:35, so around 30 minutes left to go out and enjoy the sunshine. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 7:39. Today's high temperature was a very warm 77 degrees. Low this morning, still in the upper 30s, so a huge change from the morning temperature into the afternoon. We will continue to see chilly mornings tomorrow and then even warmer in the afternoon. But right now, we're still sitting in those low 70s. 72 in Thompson and Evans, 73 in Augusta, 75 in Sylvania. Crawfordville, you're at 72, and our coolest spot at Washington at 71, but nonetheless, all of us in the 70s. Dew points are low today, upper 30s to low 40s, and winds are coming in from the southwest. A little bit breezy, seeing those winds around 5 to 8 miles per hour, even 11 up in Edgefield County. Satellite radar showing the clouds over the CSRA. Tonight, though, will be mostly clear, and I'm not expecting any cloud cover for a Thursday, just optimal conditions to be outside. We are watching this low pressure system, though, out towards the west. That'll eventually swing through on Friday, bringing us some chances of rain. But in the meantime, enjoy the sunshine tomorrow. As I mentioned, another chilly start. But look at that at 5 o'clock, 81 degrees.
with the sunshine all day long. So poolside weather, it'll be great for it. Also, as we go into Friday, it'll still stay warm, but we're also going to have rain and storms, and then it will get much cooler again next week. I'll have details on all the rain chances and temperatures coming up, but back to you, Bria.
Thank you, Jenna. Some former Augusta leaders want your vote for the mayor to vote. Mayor Garnett Johnson kicked the Columbia County Board of Elections saying no to a ballot hand count. County commissioners requested it after a polling problem happened yesterday during the House District 125 runoff election. Here's Hannah Latier with the details.
They had a security setting that was preventing the voter access cards from being created. So when the voter checked in, their name was highlighted and a card appeared to be created. But when they went to the BMD, the card wouldn't work.
Gay says she then called the Secretary of State's office and was told there was a security feature within the election software that didn't recognize the runoff election.
So they ended up instructing us to reboot the poll pad, basically. And once it came back up, it worked.
Gay and the McDuffie County Board of Elections director tell me it happened at all of the precincts in their counties. About 40 emergency ballots were issued.
The state of Georgia has an emergency backup process in place, and it does work, and it worked yesterday.
Commissioners say voters alerted them of the issue, which prompted them to request the hand count at around 4 p.m. Tuesday. However, the Board of Elections denied that request because all of the roughly 5,800 ballots have already been accounted for, including the 40 emergency ballots.
They don't see a purpose in what it would serve to do a hand count.
Candidate Gary Richardson won the election with about 20% more votes than his opponent. He says he's fine either way with the recount.
If they chose to do a hand count, I surely wouldn't be opposed to that. And if not, I'm not opposed to that, or don't have a problem with that either, because I do want people to have full confidence in their vote.
Gay tells us this was the first time the two counties had two separate elections on the same day. She also says the technology is fairly new.
With our voting system in the state of Georgia, there are many parts to it. I mean, you got to figure you have the poll pad, the BMD, the tabulators, then you have humans involved. So I mean, there are many steps in the process where something could go wrong. You know, it's the fact of being able to address, adjust, and correct it, and that's what we did.
Experts say it's always important for parents to remember how to keep their kids safe while in the car. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 4 out of every 10 children under 6 who die or are seriously injured in auto accidents were unrestrained or improperly restrained. Safe Kids Greater Augusta has training and inspections on how to properly install your child's car seat. The training is taught by a certified child passenger safety technician from Safe Kids Greater Augusta.
We partner with Columbia County Sheriff's Office, Richmond County Sheriff's, and Richmond County Fire. They do seat checks as well. You can call them or go by and see if they can check your seat to make sure the seat is appropriately installed. I know our Wellstar MCG Health Police Department does the same thing. They all have technicians available to check the seats.
The next car seat check event is on Thursday, March 21st at Wellstar MCG Hospital. A 3-year-old boy from Aiken desperately needs a kidney. The story from Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock.
I was expecting a healthy pregnancy like my last 2 children were.
Diana Wyant's life took an unexpected turn when her son Robert Lee Williams Jr. was born on March 1st, 2021. A routine checkup turned into a whirlwind of uncertainty.
They couldn't find his amniotic sac, and he was breech, which we did not know.
RJ spent the first 2 months fighting for his life in the NICU at the Children's Hospital of Georgia.
They were telling me that it's touch and go. For us to save his life, it's more than likely having to do stuff with his kidneys. And I told him to do everything you could to save him.
While he battled kidney disease, he underwent various medical procedures, including inserting tubes into his belly and bladder, urinary tract repair, and multiple tests.
We went from having to do therapy every week to now we do it every other Tuesday. And speech therapy, but it's feeding speech therapy. Trying to get him to eat more by mouth, which is touch and go with him. Unless it's steak. He loves steak.
RJ's nightly 10-hour dialysis is a family effort with his siblings assisting. His mother Diana shares the toll of sleepless nights.
We co-sleep, because I woke up one time when he was 6 months old and he had his tubes wrapped around him, and it scared me, so I put him in my bed, and he's been there since.
March, National Kidney Month, sees her posting daily on Facebook to raise awareness for her son's condition.
Happy, but it scares me seeing from where he started. Because that day from when he was born, we didn't know what his outcome was going to be. From what I was told from my mom, who was also in that room, that they had to resuscitate him at least twice. And seeing him now, it puts a smile on my face because it shows how strong he is. I want him to be able to do things without having to be hooked up to a machine every night. I would like to get to the point where he doesn't have to take medication many times a day. 1 or 2 things is fine, but not 10 twice a day.
In Augusta, I'm Macon Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock, WJBF News Channel 6.
RJ's family is seeking an adult kidney donor with type O blood for a life-saving transplant. If you would like to help, contact Augusta University. There's also a GoFundMe set up for medical bills. We have that information on WJBF.com. Coming up, the bill to ban TikTok has been passed by the House. What this means for its users when we return.
Hey there, Georgia. And let me fight to get you the biggest check possible.
Today, a major move by Congress, a bill clearing the House today that would ban TikTok if its parent company does not sell the app. Lawmakers say there are security concerns with the app's ties to the Chinese government. Here's Perry Russo with more.
The rules are suspended. The bill is passed.
Today, one step closer to a TikTok shutdown.
TikTok is a threat to our national security.
This morning, the House overwhelmingly passing a bill that would ban TikTok if its parent company, ByteDance, does not sell the app in the next 6 months.
This is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
The app has about 170 million users in the United States. That's more than half the American population.
I use TikTok a lot.
It kind of just keeps me informed.
It helps me be aware of more activism as well as issues going on in the community.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill say their issue is not with TikTok. They say they're concerned about ByteDance, a company in China, and its ties to the Chinese government. Lawmakers say ByteDance could share user data with the Chinese government, and China could control what Americans see and do not see on their phones.
TikTok is owned by ByteDance. ByteDance is in China. And when you're in China, you have to do whatever the Chinese Communist Party says you have to do.
A TikTok spokesperson says they have never shared user information with the Chinese government.
This is a Pandora's box. What's to stop Congress or the United States government in the future from forcing the sale of another social media company, claiming that it's protecting Americans' data from foreign adversaries?
The bill now goes to the Senate. If it passes there, it heads to the president to sign into law.
If they pass it, I'll sign it.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will review the bill. He has not committed to putting up for a vote just yet. Top Senate intelligence leaders are pushing for a vote, citing the national security threats. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
And we are back to the 80s tomorrow. Temperatures will be as warm as 82 degrees, and the warmth is sticking around through the weekend. All those details when we return.
Is your ceiling... Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
Welcome back. Time now is 7:17, and the sun is getting ready to set. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam in North Augusta. Beautiful colors reflecting onto the river. Great day to be out and about as we're still at room temperature conditions, sitting at 73 degrees. Southwest winds of 7 miles per hour. Dew points low in the 30s. Overall, a picture-perfect day. We are seeing a decent amount of cloud cover, though. Notice on satellite and radar, definitely no rain, just those high-level clouds. And as we zoom out, high pressure still in control. Showers down in Florida with more clouds. And then it's this low-pressure system off to the west of us that we'll have to watch for some rain moving in on Friday. But in the meantime, the main story is definitely the warmth. We are right now sitting in those low 70s across the entire area. Very consistent. 75 in Allendale, 71 in Thompson. Sparta, you're at 72, 73 now in Edgefield. It has been over 4 months since we have had an 80-degree day. We've come close a couple times in the upper 70s, but but it will be tomorrow that we will make it to that 80-degree mark at least. We could have some spots make it to around 82 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and notice those icons, plenty of sunshine throughout the day. So I'd say warm enough to even go by the pool. Definitely feeling like springtime, and it is getting close. It begins in 6 days, the first day of spring. And notice those temperatures will stay spring-like all the way through the weekend. But ironically, on the first day of spring, next Tuesday, that's when winter makes a comeback. High of only 62 degrees, and I'm expecting those 60s pretty much all of next week. Well, let's talk about that rain again. We're going to see this cold front move in from the west. That is going to bring some widespread showers Friday, along with some storms, and behind it, the cooler temperatures. So a 60% chance of rain on Friday, and then your weekend will be mostly dry. So definitely not a complete washout, but here it is on Futurecast. Tonight at 10 o'clock, mostly clear all of Thursday. Plenty of sunshine, clouds out to the west of us as that cold front approaches. By Friday morning, we will be dry, but in the afternoon, that's when you may hear some rumbles of thunder, a little bit of lightning, and then the rain becomes very widespread Friday night into early Saturday morning. Here's a closer look at home, 11 a.m. on Friday. Some of those showers moving in from the northwest. By around 3 o'clock, that's when we'll have the best chance of some thunderstorms. And then, as I mentioned, it becomes just a rain event later on in the evening. Pretty much covered across the entire CSRA. This is 11 o'clock at night, and then a few showers lingering into our Saturday morning. The good news is that as of now, the threat of severe weather is to the west of us, only going up to around western Atlanta. For us, should just be some weak thunderstorms, and I'm not concerned about flooding either, as rainfall totals all the way through Sunday should be just around an inch. But back to tonight, lows in the mid-40s, chilly and clear. Highs tomorrow, not chilly at all, upper 70s to low 80s. And that 10-day forecast showing the nice day tomorrow. Definitely take advantage of it. Go outside, because then we have the rain and storms on Friday. A few showers over the weekend. Back to sunshine next week for the first day of spring. Once again, we will be cooling down back to the 60s next week.
Thank you, Jenna. I'm definitely looking forward to that 80-degree weather,
Yes.
that warm weather, not the rain, not the
Oh,
cold.
yeah. I'll be out by the pool. I may see you there.
Absolutely. Well, still ahead, Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock is pushing for a bill to help first-time homebuyers. We'll take a look at what the bill will include when your news at 7 continues.
Is your drive...
Lawmakers in Washington are trying to make it easier for Americans to buy a home, but have different views on how to do that. Maddie Beer-Temple reports on a proposal that aims to help first-time buyers.
Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock's Down Payment Toward Equity Act would give up to $20,000 to first-time homebuyers. It's meant to help cover down payments and closing costs.
It's difficult to overstate what a leg up that is for ordinary, hardworking people.
Warnock says home ownership is out of reach for many in his home state. He blames private investors for buying up property.
People are struggling. We're dealing with some difficult dynamics in the housing market.
But other lawmakers blame inflation and interest rates, saying more government assistance isn't the answer.
Typically, what government can do best from Washington is just to get out of the way.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott told a committee that he's seen firsthand that federal subsidies just don't work.
Folks who are growing up today, where I grew up 50 years ago, simply cannot afford a home better today than they did 50 years ago.
Real estate analyst Jeff Ostrowski says the legislation would help some first-time buyers, but he says there's already a shortage of homes on the market.
So the concern from housing economists is if a federal program passes, it's going to push more people into the market and just drive prices up.
Ostrowski says a proposal by President Biden in his State of the Union to offer home sellers a tax credit could help that supply issue. In Washington, Maddie Beer-Temple.
Gatman, Higgy,
Go Big Injury Law has the playbook to win. They won't drop the ball when it comes to fighting for your rights.
Contact us today and let us show you what it means to have a winning team on your side. You can't always choose the weather, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Line 536 mobile app. Download it today.
A grocery store chain is rolling out AI-powered shopping carts. They can automatically recognize and weigh grocery items as they're added to your cart. To use, you simply grab an item and place it in the cart like normal. The carts have sensors that know which items a customer is buying. Then when you enter the checkout line, an employee will double check to make sure everything looks good and you're good to go.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's actually really beneficial because when you have like 3 items and you don't want to do too much and wait in the line,
Yeah.
I know those self-checkout lines are always so
They
long.
are.
And it's like, I don't want to sit there and wait.
Yeah, you would think they'd be faster than they are, but they're not. I mean,
Absolutely.
everyone's using the self-checkout nowadays.
Exactly.
Well, for a 10-day forecast, it's going to be warm the rest of this week. Tomorrow will be our warmest day, high of 81. A chilly morning, though, still in the mid-40s. Then we will also see some rain and storms on Friday, 60% chance. Mostly dry over the weekend, a few showers early Saturday and late at night on Sunday, St. Patrick's Day. Most of next week will be sunny and dry, and we'll also have a cool down, back down to 62 degrees on the first day of spring, actually. And we'll have 170-degree day next week as well, next Thursday, with some rain.
Thank you, Jenna. And we'll see you again at 10 on MeTV. We're always with you at WJBF.com. Entertainment Tonight is next.